The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
A bonus episode of Locked On Canucks coming right up. Demko not going to America or Italy, for that matter, and Jack Roslovic not going to Vancouver. What? Why did we trade Dakota Joshua?
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks on August 19th in the summer. But man, oh man, we're getting closer and closer to that action, to the real stuff. I want to smoke that West Coast bias. I want to smoke hockey. I cannot wait for the season to start. Anyways, today's episode is, brought to you by Monarch Money. Manage all your finances, play the game, do your thing, and take control again of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com. Let's get right into this. Let's make this one quick. We got some music being made in the studio in a couple of minutes, and we got a little bit of news, okay? And that's courtesy of Thomas Drance and Team USA, okay? For real. Where do we start? The good stuff? Can we do the good stuff, please? And I feel as if there's a lot of good stuff in this statement, but can we just do the really good stuff first? And that's congratulate Conor Garland on being named one of the guys that could be an Olympian for Team USA, right? That is something else. That's pretty incredible. And that's also something we were saying way back in November. I think it was November, after the game he had against Buffalo. And, just overall the start that Conor Garland had to last season, you could see that this guy took, a huge step in the offseason, took it upon himself to, be one of the better players on the team when Pettersson and Miller were being absolute divas. And he proved that, again, he could tap into, some of that pedigree that he had in Quebec way back in the day. And that's just bring consistent offense. Now, at the end of the day, Garland is a 60-point guy at the max and a 50-point guy right now. He's not like a 100-point offensive player. And, based on, his skill set and what he could bring to the table, you want more overall offense, especially if you're Team USA and you're bringing a guy like that on your team instead of some other guys, right? Because that's a roster that's borderline impossible to crack. That all being said, this is well-deserved. And I'll put it out there. I think there's a 27% chance that Conor Garland is an Olympian because A, the Vancouver Canucks need him. B, the Vancouver Canucks just paid him a lot of money. And C, there's an ability to be a leader here, right? To be one of the guys that, turns this whole thing around. And again, guys like what? 5'7", 5'8", 4'7". How tall is this guy? Not really tall, but the guy has huge heart. The motor is incredible. I would argue that his motor, his work rate, is amongst the best. Yes, the best, not only on the team, but in the NHL. And again, the baseline skill is there. You never know, with some motivation ahead of him, with a path to be, right there, maybe at the Olympics. This guy's a big hockey nerd too. He could tap into all those things, be super instinctual, and with opportunity. Again, Pettersson's still looking for a winger. There's no more Dakota Joshua here. You don't have to pair him up with Conor Garland. You can move Garland up the lineup full-time, give this guy a full-time top six role. And again, with the ask and the demand that, he brings something else to the table because, the team needs it. Maybe, just maybe, with all of that combined into the psyche of him, he taps in and becomes something I just said he isn't. And that's like a 70-point guy, right? Where he converts on most of the chances because Conor Garland, game in and game out, he contributes to a lot of the scoring chances the Canucks do muster up. And let's be honest and let's be real, over the last 120 hockey games, they have not mustered up a ton of scoring chances. But hey, Conor Garland, and this is not an overstatement, has produced way more scoring chances, has been in and around the net, causing a ruckus more so than Miller and Elias Pettersson. And I keep bringing up JT Miller just because, we're talking about the offense. I know he's gone, but I just want to preface that Conor Garland, he brings the juice. And again, game in and game out, he's a net positive. Now, he also did do some incredible things for Team USA during the World Hockey Championship. Maybe that has a little bit to do with where he is right now, when it comes to American hockey players in the NHL. And again, he gets named to, this orientation camp precursor for the Olympics coming up. But I will say this, like, I don't know how much that has to do with the World Hockey Championships. I just feel as if the NHL is slowly catching on to how good this guy could be. Again, an effective player. I truly believe on a good team, you can win with guys like Conor Garland, because even against some of the best players in hockey, this guy, comes out on top. Like, he has the puck. He's generating offensive zone faceoffs. He's, mustering up chances, causing a ruckus. Just, he's a good player. And I'm happy for him. On one end of the positivity when it comes to American hockey players in the Canucks organization, saying all this stuff about Conor Garland, look at Besser. He's not on that list. I think that's an obvious. And obviously Quinn Hughes is there, but Thatcher Demko isn't. Okay, Joey Decord named one of the 4 goaltenders, and I guess deservingly so, for Team USA. You can name the other 3 with your eyes closed. And again, Demko isn't there, and you best believe that this guy is extremely motivated for a various amount of reasons going into next season, and now he has another. Because it's not set in stone. I'm pretty sure it's a guarantee that just because he got named to like this orientation camp for the Olympics doesn't mean anyone else that doesn't have a chance to make the team. Like, Demko still has a path to get there. I'm pretty sure. If he's still one of the best goalies in hockey, if he's healthy and if he's rested because he's playing less games, but he looked dominant, I'm pretty sure Bill Guerin will do the most to bring that guy over. That being said, we brought up the term hockey nerd before. Bro, there's no chance. There's no chance that, a guy that's that uber competitive, that cerebral, there's no chance that this doesn't hurt him. Right? I know he's been injured a lot, but 14 months ago, he's nominated for a Vezina. You know what I'm saying? And he's not on that list. Now, I'll also say this. A part of me as a Canucks fan, and this is so selfish, but, I don't want this guy to go to the Olympics, right? You kind of want him to play the least amount of games prior to the playoffs. That's just the truth. Because he is arguably the most injury-prone player that I've cheered for in a very long time. And again, more rest is better. Just again, you think I care about the Olympics more than I care about the Vancouver Canucks? There's no chance, okay? It's again selfish of me to want, quote unquote, Demko's dreams not to come true. That all being said, I'm excited to see the revenge tour, the demon tour. Okay, we talked about the leadership too. That Garland is just equipped. Demko is arguably like the second assistant captain in that room, and a big reason we keep saying this. A big reason why things fell out of order last year so quickly is, obviously Demko wasn't there. He's a star goaltender, but just having him in the room, I feel as if would have done a lot for the whole Pettersson and Miller thing. But this guy was injured. He wasn't part of the action. He wasn't on the road trips, right? Quote unquote, couldn't even sit on planes. Couldn't be a glue guy. And now he has to do that. And now he has to prove himself, not only to the team, but again, to the USA brass. And I feel as if we're going to get demon mode 24/7. And there could be a scenario, and this sounds crazy. This is very Dominic Hasek-like, right? This is very Hamburglar-like. But, going into the Olympics, when is that? Like the end of January, early February? How many games would the Canucks have played by then? Like 50, if I'm correct? 55, right? Maybe Demko gets like 25 of those starts, 27 of those starts. I do believe it's going to be a very, very close 50-50 split between him and Lankinen. Let's say in those 25 starts, Thatcher Demko's like 21-4. Okay? For real. Or 22-3. Like, that's how dominant he is. He goes bubble Demko mode the whole time. Because A, he can, and B, he's motivated. And maybe he wants to be an Olympian, right? Right? And also, maybe he wants to make sure he lives up to getting paid $8.5 million in very near history, okay? All in all, though, Team USA just created a demon, okay? Bill Guerin, GM of the Minnesota Wild, I think you did yourself a disservice pissing Thatcher Demko off, because this guy's about to go off. That's the truth. Anyways, the last bit of news I want to touch on this quick episode of Locked On Canucks. Go check out Thomas Drance's article on the Vancouver Canucks and, his little summer note package. And it included a snippet that said the Canucks are cooling off on prioritizing Jack Roslovic as a centerpiece in their top six moving forward, right? And that they believe, after, talking to Adam Foote, that, they might as well go into the season with Chytil and Aatu, getting a lot of opportunity. And I know, I think smart Canucks fans hear this and they attach this to what the organization said last year about their decor, right? Forbort and Desharnais down the lineup, everyday players, a big subtraction with Ian Cole and Nikita Zadorov. And again, the trade for Vincent Desharnais, overall, the trade was Ian Cole and Nikita Zadorov for Derek Forbort and Vincent Desharnais. Everyone was panicking. Everyone knew that the Canucks were going to struggle to move the puck up the ice, right? That it was going to be tough. They didn't have the horses. Was Noah Juleson like an everyday NHLer too? Like this was bad. And what did the organization do? What did Rick Tocchet do? Like, they gave us the confidence that things would be fine. If we could turn Tyler Myers around, I'm paraphrasing a bit, we could turn Vincent Desharnais around. And it pucked us. Okay. Again, Miller and Pettersson really pucked this whole organization. They disabled the trickle down effect and the confidence effect of having your star players bring shit to the table game in and out. They erased that by not doing that, by being negative, by being toxic. But man, oh man, that decor didn't do us any favors too. And ultimately, this team was a paralyzed team for the most part. So yeah, to fast forward to now, the Canucks don't want Roslovic. They're going to double down on Ratu and Chytil unless they can make a trade for a better player. And yeah, you're doing a bit of connecting, right? You're doing a bit of, this could be last year like. Now, I will say, now again, this is not me being a scientist. I'm a lot more confident in this challenge coming up for the Vancouver Canucks than I am with the challenge that they wanted to take on last year. Because, Filip Chytil's way better. I know he's injured quite a bit, but he's way, 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 way better than Vincent Desharnais. That's the truth. So it's a little different. I think there's like a 20% chance that it could work out as opposed to a 1% chance of it working out with Nikita Zadorov being replaced by Vincent Desharnais. Okay, I think Filip Chytil could do it. You want to talk about a player that has the pressure on him, that's a bit of a hockey geek too. Again, does anything it takes to get back into the action. He has opportunity, something that he's never had in his career, to be a top 6 player. And, he might run with this. And ideally, this gives us an opportunity. Again, it sounds like mission impossible, but if Filip Chytil is given the opportunity and he runs with it, we look at the JT Miller trade completely different. And Chytil, former first-round pedigree, and has shown glimpses of being, I'm going to say this, like star-like, based on what I see on the ice. If he can put it all together, then the Canucks are making the right choice by keeping that opportunity open and just forcing the issue, giving Filip Chytil the reins. And I will say there is some confidence with me looking at the Canucks not rushing to use the cap space that they got for Dakota Joshua. Now, in the moment, you want them to get Roslovic. You think that's the move. That's the A/B switch. You take that money, you give it to Roslovic, he signs right away. But the Canucks, they're not desperate to give that guy $3+ million a year. I feel as if you want to play for the Canucks and you're Jack Roslovic, you're signing for 1 year again at like 1.5 or at $2 million, right? We're not giving you term. We're not even going to give you over $3 million. And they're holding firm. Whether that be right or wrong, we'll have to wait and see. But I kind of like the firmness. I do. And I also like the firmness in this team putting in the intelligent hours that they have during the summer and in September in putting together trade packages to fix that second line center spot, okay? Because it's not Jack Roslovic, right? Let's say Roslovic doesn't go through that door, doesn't become a Vancouver Canuck. That puts pressure on, the professional scouts, the assistant GMs, Alvin, to do more research, more work, more phone calling, more maneuvering to try getting that guy in the door. Maybe if you bring Roslovic ASAP, you kind of cool down on that, which isn't the right thing to do. This team is desperate for a trade down the middle, and I feel like that's the only option to fix, the hole there. And it's not the quick fix. Like, don't do that this year, and give Filipino some opportunity. Anyways, let's read some comments and get out of here. Get a quick episode. We got to make some music in the studio. And, we also got to talk about the Canucks. Okay, Matt Folger is saying this is almost ideal when it comes to Team USA naming their 44 players going to this orientation camp thingy for the Olympics, okay? Brock and Thatcher will have chips on their shoulder, and we don't have to worry about them playing too many games. Okay, so we barely touched on Brock Besser, too. I hope he's motivated. Right? Garland over him? And now, of course, Brock would be the first guy to be extremely happy for Conor Garland. But, Conor Garland over Brock Besser. And if you missed yesterday's episode where Trevor ranked every single Vancouver Canucks player, dude, I put up a fight. And Trevor didn't let me put up a fight for long because he was with his family and he had to get back to babysitting. But I said, this organization views, and I know Besser gets paid $1 million plus more than Conor Garland. But, this organization views Conor Garland as a more important piece because he's a better player, a more impactful player. And the United States of America and Donald Trump, they think the same thing. Rollins saying Filipino will play 76 games. I hope he plays 82. I don't even want to think about this guy missing one game this year. And he'll put up 60-plus points. We don't have much of a choice. Again, Filipino, I'm so excited to hear this guy talk, man. Talk to the people. Talk to the media. I want to see that energy because I feel as if he is oozing bravado, okay? And he's itching at the bit, whatever that means, to get back to playing hockey. And again, the opportunity is there. He's got 2 years left at $4.5 million too. Hey, sometimes money's the motive. He could put on a run here. Like, let's say he is healthy and Jason Dickinson isn't playing every game against the Canucks and being a complete asshole. Like, he could stay healthy. Straight up. And he puts up what? 65 points in 82 games, getting top 6 minutes, some power play time. He's got the skill. He really does. He's got the attack. He's got the bite. And again, now he has the opportunity. You never know. You never know. Filipino, I'm a fan. Last comment, Olivia saying a good call to move on from Roslovic, go big or go home. Exactly, man. Exactly. Now, in the moment Joshua gets traded again, I'm itching at Roslovic ASAP. But the Canucks apparently just wanted cap space, and they wanted to replace Dakota Joshua with Evander Kane. So, dude, Evander Kane better be a 30-goal scorer. For real. Because that's an interesting trade. Fan favorite, Dakota Joshua. Unlucky year last year. Doesn't get a chance. Move off of him very quick for salary cap reasons. Well, not like desperate salary cap reasons, but literally just for $3 million. Like, that's just sitting there now. We bring in Evander Kane, and like 18 goals won't be good enough. 17 won't be good enough. We could have just gotten that from a Dakota Joshua. Evander Kane better be Mr. UFA this year. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Remember, happy wives, means happy lives. Me and Trevor both have women in our lives, and every like, it brings us closer and closer to bringing them to dinners more often than not and treating them like queens. Again, happy lives, happy wives. You guys know the deal. Share the show with your friends. Hit the links in the bio. Go Canucks, go. We're so close. We're so close, people, to us not BSing every day here on Locked On Canucks. And we're so close to talking about real hockey, real stories, training camp, less than a month away. And I can't wait. All in all, though, we do appreciate you for sticking around this summer. And we'll be back tomorrow here on Locked On Canucks.